And we've seen extraordinary images emerging just in the last 24 hours of rescues taking place. And rescuers, of course, now still racing to pull survivors from the rubble. It's a race against time. What's the latest on the ground there?
Absolutely. These first 24, 48, 72 hours are absolutely critical to this effort, as you know, Dan. Now, local media have said as many as 8,000 lives have been saved. We haven't been able to independently verify that number as yet. But when we talk about what happens next, the WHO has come out and said that the number of deaths could actually be far higher than the estimates that we've had so far. Right now, that number is sitting at 7,266. I want to mention, though, those international relief efforts. I thought it was interesting that the president did not mention this in his State of the Union. He didn't mention Turkey. Not terribly unusual, but still, given the scale and the scope of this disaster, perhaps a bit surprising. One of the things that the United States is doing, though, Antony Blinken has said Turkey's going to get the help that it needs. They've already deployed at least 2 elite special rescue units. We know that they're on their way to Turkey. That's 150 personnel. We understand that when it comes to exactly what they're bringing with them, we're talking about logistical experts, people who understand how to move heavy machinery, how to work in these kinds of conditions. They're bringing dogs as well. So there is a significant move, at least by the United States, so far to get folks in here that can be helpful on the ground. Continuing logistical issues, though, getting folks out to the actual sites where help is needed. That's a result of roads being damaged. They're having to find different ways of getting down there. One of the things as well that you've got to think about going forward is the billions of dollars worth of damage that we know already has been sustained by Turkey. This is a country whose currency, as you very well know, has been declining in terms of its value against the dollar even since 2013. They have an economic situation today where people are living in relative poverty to what they have been in the past. There are worries about the economic hardships that are going to be faced, not just by everyday folks in Turkey going forward as a result of these crises along their southeastern border, but also the millions of refugees that have been living in Turkey since the start of the conflict in Syria way back in 2011. They've been here, they've been living here, the Turks have been supporting them, so have the international community, but now they're going to have to put on top of that a heck of a lot more money. The UN spokesperson in the last 24 hours essentially saying that when it comes to what needed right now, it's going to be a heck of a lot more money just in the initial stages. And then we're going to have to address, he said, the billions of dollars in damage that have been caused by these earthquakes. But as I say, the search and rescue is right now the top priority for this government. Dan.